Today, I'm testing celebrities' favorite meals to see if they have good taste in food. I'll even DM them with a picture to see if they reply. And at the end, based on their meals, I'll decide who actually has good taste. Starting with the queen, Taylor Swift. She just entered her showgirl era, but during her downtime, she was making a lot of sourdough. On Travis Kelce's podcast, she confessed that sourdough has taken over her life and that she thinks about it at least 60% of the time. So today, I'm gonna go back into my sourdough era and I'm gonna try to make a loaf. I've only actually tried to do it one time in my life, which was that bagel recipe, and it turned out okay, so I'm excited for this. But first, we have to add 100 grams of sourdough starter, which I've already fed, and hopefully it is alive. It's nice and bubbly. They say baking is very exact, so I'm gonna try to stay as close to 100 grams as possible. And now I need to add room temperature water. Supposedly, this stage is called autolyse? I don't know. Next step, I have to stir it until it looks nice and milky, and then we add in our bread flour. Now I'm just gonna mix it up real quick. So far, not too bad. Let me scrape down the sides of the bowl. That looks pretty good. Now I just have to cover it up with a damp towel, and then we let it rest for 1 hour. Next up, we're making Sabrina Carpenter's dream dinner. When she's not sipping espresso, she's all about her mom's cooking. So I've never had a carrot souffle. In the video, she mentions that it's sweet, so I'm wondering if it's kind of like a sweet potato casserole, but either way, we're gonna find out. So I looked this recipe up online, and you're supposed to boil the carrots first. Let me go ahead and chop these carrots, and we'll just drop them into boiling water until they're nice and soft. So now I have to transfer it into a food processor and puree it. Okay, I'm not sure how smooth we're supposed to make this, but I think this looks good. It looks like baby food. Okay, now we make the souffle batter. I'm supposed to add the pureed carrots to a bowl, and then I'm adding some melted butter, sugar, a little bit of flour, an egg, baking powder, vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. Feels like I'm making a cake of sorts. Now I have to butter the ramekins, and we just pour the carrot mixture right into the souffle cups, and then we bake them off. I'm not sure what to expect out of this. So while the souffle is baking, we're gonna make something that she calls her mom's dip that she made on Vogue recently. And I've actually filmed in that kitchen before. But she starts by chopping up her tomatoes. Look, mine is also a perfect tomato. But she said when she was young, she did not like this dip at all, but now as an adult, she loves it and she finds it very addicting. And she mentions that her sister usually makes it because she's a great chef, but she is not. Now she chops up an onion. We're just gonna do half. Some spicy jalapeno chopped up. I'm dicing these as small as possible. Then she squeezes in some lime and then some cilantro. I love cilantro, but some people think it tastes like soap and I just don't understand. I'd say cilantro is like one of my top 3 favorite herbs. And now she grates in some cheddar cheese. This dip is kind of reminding me of like a queso blanco meets salsa. And then she just dumps in a block of cream cheese, then pops everything into the microwave. But I feel like to make this dip, you should soften the cream cheese first and then mix it, because then I don't want to cook the bottom parts. Do I trust Sabrina's cooking? I mean, she even says she's not good at it. Okay, our cream cheese is super soft. Now I'm gonna dump it in, and then we mix. Now I'm gonna pop it back in the microwave just like she did to make everything melt and come together. And then that should look about right. The cheese looks nice and melty. Let's mix it up. Honestly, I'm not so sure how mom's dip is supposed to look, but I guess that looks kind of like her. And our carrot soufflés are done. They're not as puffy as the French soufflés that I'm used to, but it did rise a little bit. And now let's serve Sabrina's dream dinner. I found in an Instagram live, she said her favorite food is actually chicken fajitas.
Chicken fajitas are my favorite.
So look what I made. We're gonna lay it on a tortilla for her. I guess that's looking more like a taco. But the chicken fajitas are gonna pair so well with her mom's dip, which I'm gonna put in here. It's had some time to marinate and it's actually looking better. We gotta serve it with some chips. And then for dessert, I think that's dessert, carrot souffle. Then I'm gonna dust with some powdered sugar. And I was gonna serve her some espresso, but apparently she can't handle it. Her drink of choice is actually a yerba mate. And there we have Sabrina Carpenter's dream dinner. It actually looks pretty good. 2 of which are her favorites that her mom makes, and chicken fajitas. But before we try all this, I need to take a photo and DM her. Hey Sabrina, love seeing you cook on Vogue. It inspired me to make all of your favorite foods. A couple of favorites from your mom, including that carrot souffle. And of course I had to add your chicken fajitas. Here's your dream dinner. Hope you love. now I gotta attach the photo. Well, we'll see if she replies. It says here that she typically replies within an hour. First things first though, I gotta try mom's dip. I was skeptical. In my head, I was like, you're gonna need spices for this. Like, you're gonna need some kind of chili powder or cumin to really amp it up. But actually though, it's very flavorful. I'm basically eating like a very creamy salsa. Okay. I bet this would be so good on the fajitas, which is basically more of a taco at this point, but you know. That is actually so good. I'm gonna cleanse my palate. Now I have to see what this carrot souffle is about. Ooh. It looks like a cross between a pudding and a cake, not super jiggly. Hold on. It's definitely interesting. The puree makes me feel like I'm eating baby food, which is very soft, but it's also a little bit cakey, which I'm so confused by. I don't know how I feel about this. It's good, but I definitely like this portion of her dream dinner a little bit more. So I'm gonna give Sabrina's dream dinner an 8 out of 10. Honestly, it would have been 9, but I don't really like that. And now we have the newest it girl, Tate McRae. She might be known for just sound greedy, but I'm gonna say she's probably the healthiest of all the celebrities so far because
I always have like a chicken noodle soup in case I get like sick. It's like a lavish lifestyle.
yeah, that actually sounds amazing, especially for this time of year. So let's go ahead and make her the best chicken noodle soup ever. Okay, I'm gonna start by chopping up my vegetables. We have an onion, celery, and carrots, and we'll just chop them up. Veggies are chopped. Now let's cook it. So in my large pot, I'm gonna add some olive oil, and then we're gonna saute all of our vegetables, less garlic. And then I'm gonna nestle the chicken in just so it cooks a little bit. I'm using chicken thighs here. And then I'm gonna sear it on each side for a couple minutes until it's nice and golden brown. And then we're gonna season it with some salt, pepper, thyme, and pour in our chicken broth. Okay, now I'm gonna let it come to a boil and then we're gonna cover it and just let it stew. Our soup should be done, but I need to do one thing before we finish it off. I need to shred the chicken. Shredded chicken and soup just tastes better. Should have used a bigger bowl. And before I add the noodles, I'm gonna add some flavor. And this video aged well because she happens to be on tour right now, and I'm gonna add some citrus, some vitamin C to keep her from getting sick. And then more herbs. I have dill and parsley. And some noodles. I'm just using some curly egg noodles here. A chicken noodle soup classic. That looks so good, so comforting. Soup is done, so now let's assemble her dinner. Soup's up, let's serve it in a bowl. And then for her drink, she says she just likes water with lemon. I'll give her room temperature water so it's not too jarring for her vocal cords. And then she also mentions that she keeps chocolate around, so I'm giving her this cute dark chocolate bites with hazelnut butter. We'll give her 2 because this is really healthy. But now we have to see what she thinks about this dream dinner. Hi Tate, heard you like chicken noodle soup while you're on tour. Since everyone's been getting sick, I thought this would be an excellent dream dinner with the side of good chocolate. Love your music! Send. And gotta attach the photo. See, I really did it for real. But now, let's see how it tastes. Got a little bit of everything in there. I love soup and I could honestly eat soup every day of the year. It's just so comforting. Water with lemon. Not bad. And this chocolate definitely caught my eye. Is it like Nutella inside or like a peanut butter cup? It's like a truffle. So good. This is super healthy, but is it gonna be one of the best celebrity dream meals? I don't know, but I'm gonna give Tate's meal an 8 out of 10. It's been about an hour, and let's see how this looks. Not much different from the last time I saw it, but it is a little more bubbly on the side. But now I have to do something called stretch and fold. Let me go ahead and wet my hands. Apparently, I have to grab it from the top, stretch